Hi Boomers, Coach Lonnie here, and I am giving you your little snippet from the blog for those of you that want to watch a video instead of reading. I recommend both though, of course. And today I wanted to talk about staying on track on the holidays. And I wanted to take kind of a different approach because there's about a million blogs and articles out there that will say, here's some tips to not overindulge at a party, or, ways to say no, when people are offering you cookies or eggnog or whatever you're trying to avoid. There's lots of those little tips and tools out there that I think any of you could find those resources on your own. And I suspect that most of you already know kind of these ideas and what not to eat, what you should eat, different tactics. I think we know what to do. I want to get more into the issue of why do we still, especially in the holidays, for some reason, we tend to indulge more, say yes more, even though we know we shouldn't. So what is that? For those of you, that love the holidays and it's a joyful time for you and really positive feelings about it, I would recommend you guys look into those resources and kind of refresh yourself on that. Try to plan ahead, all those kind of tips for success. And, keep trying to get back on track, even if you fall. Because I know I've had a lot of struggles myself. It just happens. I think some of us think, oh, we got New Year's resolutions coming up, and we kind of go easy on ourselves, thinking, for now I'll indulge and then I'll get back on track in January. And that's never a good idea because you're just kind of adding more pounds to lose, or you're just going to get off track more. So get right back on track as soon as you can. My blog is really more geared towards those of you that don't really feel so happy or joyful during the holidays. And you're surrounded by all these lights and happy families, and everyone's giving gifts and everything's supposed to feel good. And you could be feeling, wrong for not feeling good. And there's many of us that don't feel great during the holidays. If you are, experiencing depression or anxiety, the highlights can really highlight that. They can shine a light on it and make it feel even bigger than it normally does. And the more you shove that down and try to ignore it, the worse you're going to feel. The more you throw that mask on and pretend you're happy, especially when you're, trying to kid yourself and you're not acknowledging that you really do have these intense feelings that you're just pushing down. There's just, it's a vicious cycle. For those of you that have lost someone you love, it can be really, really hard during the holidays to see that empty chair at the table and wish for that loved one to be there with you, especially if you've had holiday traditions together and it just doesn't feel the same. So I'm saying that I see all of you and I can relate to all of you, and my recommendation is to allow yourself to, if you're grieving, acknowledge how you feel, honor that person in whatever way you can. Acknowledge that you're not happy. Sit with that feeling. If you're feeling depressed or anxious and it comes out, the best way to get through that is to feel it. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't push it away. I always obviously recommend being with a therapist for this, and I've talked about this before. I recommend, if you want to go back to Connecting Through Pain, one of my earlier blogs about different ways to move through this. But it all comes down to being really authentic with yourself about what you're really feeling, and being okay with that. It's normal and totally okay to feel sad, even though it's the holidays. Nothing, your struggles and your sorrows don't suddenly go away just because it's Christmas time or New Year's or Thanksgiving, or you're supposed to be so grateful. And there's nothing wrong with you for acknowledging sadness, and you need to know that. And the quickest way to move through these feelings is to feel them fully. There's something about sitting with it and just letting it be, letting that sensation exist, being curious about it, letting yourself cry, whatever needs to happen, and then it moves through you. So, like I said, there's therapists that can really help you sort through these, but I guess my main message is that it's completely normal if you aren't happy right now. And if you are trying to, many of us can find food as a quick fix or a comfort. And for a moment, maybe we do feel good while we're enjoying whatever this indulgent, meal is or whatever. But it tends to leave us feeling worse, and especially with alcohol, like numbing out and just not wanting to feel bad anymore. It's again, it's kind of a temporary fix, and then you can end up feeling much worse. So really think about what are the ways that you're choosing to deal with these feelings that are not going anywhere. They're not going to go away without you processing them and addressing them. So I would be just be honest with yourself, acknowledge how you really feel, be curious about it, reach out to friends and family if you need support. Know that it's completely okay the way you feel. Look into therapy or counseling. Is a great way to find tools to navigate these feelings that everyone has. So yes, it's the holidays and maybe you enjoy some of it, maybe sometimes you don't, but it's all okay. However you're feeling right now is okay. And just try to do more self-care methods to get through this. Acknowledge those feelings. Don't cover them in food and alcohol. And if you do, have awareness of what you're doing, and then try to get back on track. Try to make a better choice next time. And if any of you need to reach out to me, I'm here. As always, all the coaches, we all want to support each other and love each other year round. But sometimes it's especially needed in the holidays. So if you're struggling or need support, like I said, I'm here. Beyond that, keep doing the best you can every time, and I will see you all in the boom room.